LOD's calculations here. So as the name suggests, LOD, that is level of detail expressions, that whatever is there in on our view is something that is getting calculated on the view page. Okay, so what I mean is, so let's say if I have category and subcategory, uh, and then I put sum of sales there. So the sum of sales is something that will come up as per whatever is there on the row shelf. Okay, if I make it instead of category and subcategory, let me make it to, let's say, let me make it to again sum of sales. Let me make it to customer ID. It comes at the customer ID level. If I change this to, let's say, country, then it will come at country level. Okay, so this is our usual case. So, but what if we want something to be on our view? Okay, we want a calculation or let's say a measure here on our view, which is not there in our view. Okay, so again, I'll repeat. We want something in this particular view, which is not in this view. Then how to do that particular thing? Then we have to influence, basically, when we use the level of detail calculations, we are influencing the calculations in the Tableau. Okay, so we are telling Tableau, in a way we are tricking Tableau. Okay, okay, this is our calculation here, but I don't want this. I want this as my calculation here. Okay, not this, but not X as the calculation, but I want Y in my view. So what I'm telling is something that we are going to see now when I show you the example there. But for now, you can take it as it is. Okay, so I'll just quickly read this out. So level of detail expression, also known as LOD expressions, allows us to compute values at the data source level and the visualization level. LOD gives more control on the level of granularity to be computed. Okay, so we have one particular level of granularity in our view, but in the same view, we want to show the different level of granularity as well. So that is something that LOD will help us with. Okay, and again, it can be performed at a more granular level by using an include, a less granular level by using exclude, and or an entirely independent level by using fixed. So what I mean here is something that we are going to see in a while. So in some simple words, aggregations performed at a specified level of detail, which might differ from the level of details defined in the view. Okay, so the aggregation that is done at a different level that is there on the view. From that level, some different level aggregation is called as LOD. Okay, LOD calculations can be done through LOD calculations. So this is the syntax of writing the LOD calculations here. So we'll use again include, exclude, or fixed, whichever we are using. Then the dimension name, then this separator here, and then the measure, the aggregation. Okay, and then we'll close this bracket again in order to identify, let's say, how to identify the LOD calculation from the other calculations. uh, what we can do is we can use this particular uh, curly bracket here in the start and the end. Not we can, but we have to. Okay, so this way we can figure out whether the calculation is LOD or not. There are three types of LOD calculations. One is the fixed, then include, then exclude. So when we say about fixed, it is basically we are fixing to some different level that is there in the dimension. Okay, so aggregate at the LOD specified by the dimensions listed in the code, regardless of the dimensions in the view. So we are basically telling Tableau, whatever is there on the view, just ignore everything and get the aggregation on this particular view. Okay, So whatever is there on the view, just completely ignore and aggregate on the level that I am defining. So that is my fixed. And in the include part, as you can see, aggregate at the LOD determined by the dimension in the view along with the dimension listed in the code. So whatever is there in the queue, in the view, preserve that. But in addition to that, I want this aggregation as well. Okay. And for the exclude part, again, whatever is there on the view, preserve that, but exclude the ones that is listed in the code. So what I mean by all these three is something that we are going to see very shortly. So let me just duplicate this one, and then I'll explain you first what I'm trying to achieve here. Then I'll show you how to achieve that. Okay. So basically what I'm doing here is I am having my sales at the category and the subcategory level. Okay, this is how I want my sales. And okay, let me just again start with it. Okay, so I have my category in my row shelf. I have my subcategory in my row shelf, as you can see now, and I want to see the sales. So I'm putting it on the text so that it takes up these values. If I put it here, then it will give me charts, but that is something that I don't want. So I'm just putting it up here. Just a second. Yeah, in the labels part. So let us see here. So even if I remove this category here, basically what I'm having here is the subcategory wise sales. It's just that I'm having category here just to make sure that I know from where all these sales are coming. Okay. I mean, which subcategory this category belongs to. Okay. Or other way around, which category this subcategory involves. Okay, yeah, or belongs to. So this is how I'm getting my subcategory wise sales here. And in order to see my totals here, I just go to here and click on uh, okay, let me just get that subtotals. And as you can see now, for furniture, this is my total value here. Okay. Even if I remove, see if I remove subcategory from here, you can see these are my totals here. For furniture, this is my sales. For office supply, this is my sales. And for technology, this is my sales. Okay, let me just undo that. So I got the subtotals here for furniture, for office supplies, and for the technology. Okay, just to show you guys what I'm getting here and what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so let's say I want to get the calculation in a way that I want the percentage of a particular subcategory belonging to that particular category's total. Okay, so what I basically want to achieve is this particular, let's say 14,66,559 divided by this category total category total for these subcategories belonging to a particular category. So that would be how much? I guess that would be around 35% or so. So this is something that I want to achieve. Okay, and in this view, it is not possible for me to achieve that. So in order to achieve that, what will I do? Basically, I'll write a fixed calculation whereby, okay, so I think I have that with me. Let me just check. Yeah, I think this is the one, sales at category level. So I have already written that. So I'll show you and also I'll write simultaneously with you again. So what I'm trying to do is I'll fix the category and then sum of sales. So what I want to do is regardless of, so if I put sum of sales here, then basically these are the numbers that I'm getting, right? But I want to see at the category level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a calculation whereby I'll fix my category, and how to write that calculation, we can see it from here. Okay, so first we'll open up the curly bracket, then we write the calculation if it is fixed or include or exclude, whatever we want to use, and then the dimension name, then the separator, and then the aggregation. So in here, I'll start with this. I'll write my fixed calculation here, and I want this to be fixed at the category level, as you can see. Okay, then I'll use the separator and then the aggregation, that is sum of sales, and then I'll close this bracket. Okay, let me see what is that. Where I have, okay, I haven't closed it here. Yeah, okay. Okay, okay. I thought I have put a curly bracket, but it's not a curly bracket. Okay, yeah. So as you can see now, I have fixed my category. Okay, and then I'm doing my sum of sales here. So based on the category level, I want the sum of sales. So wherever I'll put this calculation now, it will give me sum of sales based on the category. Okay, so just to show you, I have written here, but I think I already have it, or let me just use this one only. This is calculation one, right? Yeah. So let me just put this one here. And as you can see now, let me just make it to discrete so that numbers are with us. Okay, let me just get this one here as well. Okay, and let me just get this one after this. Okay, so this is what we had already. Okay, if I turn on the subtotals as well, let me just, okay, that will make it a bit clumsy here. So let it be. Anyways, we know these are our subtotals only for a particular category. So now you can see I have in here my sum of sales for a particular subcategory belonging to a particular category. Okay, this way I was having it earlier. So prior to this, this was our view. Okay, but we wanted to see in the same view the category level sales as well along with it. Okay, so we'll just place this calculation here and make it discrete so that we can see it. Okay, so out of the 41 lakhs 10,454 dollar value here, 14 lakhs 66,559. Okay, so out of this 41 lakhs 10,454 dollar sales from furniture category, 14 lakhs 66,559 belongs to the bookcases. Okay, again, same way to interpret others would be from this office supplies category sales, that is this much, 37 lakh 87,732. Appliances have a sales of 10 lakhs 10,551. Okay, there is no other way to show these particular sales in here without using a fixed calculation. Okay, otherwise I'll put my sum of sales here, it will again give me this only. Okay, let me just show you that as well. The reason that I'm trying to make a point here is you should be aware like why I'm doing this. If I put a sum of sales, again it will calculate at the subcategory level only. Okay, remember Tableau calculates at the level here, at whichever level that is there in our view. So in here we have the most granular level is subcategory here. That is why it's giving me at the subcategory level these sales. That is the reason we had to create a fixed calculation here. So by using a fixed calculation here, I'm telling Tableau, okay, whatever is there in the view, just ignore, just take category as the reference point and do a sum of sales on category. And that's why we got this particular thing as our category level sales here. Now, let's say if in first place, my problem was to see the number of, let's say the percentage value belonging to a particular subcategory for a category. So let me just show you what I mean. What I mean is I want the sum of sales divided by this particular category level for a particular category, and then I want it as a percentage. So let me just multiply it by 100. Okay, so this is my calculation too, and let me just get it here, and let me just make it display. Yeah, as now you can see, basically bookcases are worth 35.67% of sales in the furniture category. Chairs are 36.53% of sales in the furniture category. Furnishings are 9.37% of sales in the furniture category. So most of the times, I would say 90% of the times, all these calculations that you are seeing, like sales calculation one, most of the times, if you see the fixed calculations that we are using, let's say in this case, calculation one, okay, that will be used as an intermediary calculation for achieving a particular view, which is in this case the aggregation two. That is something that we the calculation two, that is something that we wanted in first place. So I'll just remove these two from here, and as you can see, this, yeah, Guransh, I'll show, no worries there. Definitely, I can understand this is something that takes time to for you to gather around. So definitely, I'll show it again, and I'll show the syntax as well. No worries. For now, I just want you guys to understand this particular working, because if you'll understand this working, then you'll understand why we are doing it this way. Okay, so this was my problem in the first place. I wanted to see the percentage of uh, sales from a particular subcategory belonging to a particular category. Okay, and that too from that category. So bookcases have 35% of sales when it is seen in the furniture category. From the furniture category, bookcases have 35% of the sales. Okay, if I want, I can do it this way as well. If I put category from here to the filters and click on, let's say, furniture only, that way I can see it this way as well. Now it will make you clear what I'm trying to say. Okay, if you don't want to see furniture but office supplies, then you can see the percentages of sales here. Okay, so in a view, if you want to achieve all this, there is no way other than using a fixed calculation here, which will help you calculate this particular thing. Okay, so fixed calculations are mostly used as the intermediary calculations in order to achieve a final view, which is in this case this percentage level of view. Okay.